evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's live stream event here on Extreme Weather Videos YouTube. My name is Meteorologist Joseph Pisani. Great to have you guys here with us. We've got a couple things that we're going to be talking about this evening. The main thing that we're going to be discussing is going to be a big upcoming Arctic cold blast of air that we're going to be seeing across the United States here this week, really into next weekend and the following week. Climate Prediction Center has put out some interesting details on the upcoming cold blast. We just had a huge cold blast just now, kind of starting to come out of it, actually, and we're expecting another cold blast to be coming in here, really starting later this weekend and then into next week. So let's go ahead and dive right in here as we get started this evening. And again, those of you, if you're just joining, be sure to hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons for us before we get into some weather that you may like and want to share and or subscribe to. So we had a great snowstorm here this past weekend. We actually still, believe it or not, still have a little bit of snow on the ground. I kind of thought a lot of it will be melted by the end of today, but that is not the case. So tomorrow morning, when we wake up here in the Atlanta metro and folks are going to work, there's still going to be a little bit of snow on the ground. The roads there are pretty much clear. There was a little bit of black ice that I saw this morning when I was out, but for the most part, I'd say 98% of the roads were pretty much all clear. So I'm sure by this afternoon, whatever there was from this morning definitely melted. So not really expecting any problems there tomorrow or this week. Temps are going to be pretty mild this week across our area. Going to be in the 50s, and then really by Friday into Saturday, we're going to be getting close to that 60-degree mark before this next blast of major Arctic air comes in here as we get into the January 20th to 27th timeframe. So let's kind of take a look at some of these temperature anomalies together here on our temperature anomaly map here. So this is kind of where we're at right now. We can see here across Southeast still dealing with those below average temperatures, a little bit of some above average temperatures across the Northeast, and this is going to be another shot of those below average temperatures that we're seeing here in the upper Midwest, which is going to be filtering its way down. So as we kind of put this here into motion, we can kind of see that reinforcement of these cold temperatures kind of coming in here from the upper Midwest through this week. It will still be below average here across the Southeast this week. That's not a question. It just won't be crazy below average. Really, as we get into the middle of the week, we're going to see some really cold temperatures, especially across the Ohio Valley, that we can see here with that digging in. And then as we continue to go forward, that'll move out. There'll be a brief warm up, like I said, kind of going into this weekend, especially by Friday. We're seeing pretty well, slightly above to above average temperatures for a large portion of the country. So I do think it's going to be a beautiful weekend this week. We will see some rain that'll move through. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and the potential for any severe weather maybe along the immediate Gulf Coast this weekend. Still a little too early to tell there on that. But then once this warmth moves through, we'll see again that next shot of really cold Arctic air that's going to filter in behind that as we get into the beginning of next week. So let me take a look here. Let's flip over on here because we can go get farther out on this. So we'll kind of see that warm air. And then we get this really big shot here of cold air coming in that you can see these dark pinks. I mean, some of these places potentially, 30 degrees below normal possible as we get into the 21st there. And all that cold Arctic air is going to eventually kind of filter its way south, really from the 20th all the way through the 25th. That whole period, it's gonna be cold, and then after the 25th, we'll see again a little bit more of a resurgence pattern of some warmer air. But this is going to be an extended period of cold that we are anticipating here. And this is kind of what we're talking about here. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. And literally look at this. Everywhere in the lower 48 states, pretty much, except for Maine and central and southern Florida, is expected to be below average temperatures. I mean, that is just absolutely that's crazy. Just such a wide area that we're expecting. This is the 18th to the 22nd. And then when we go to the 8 to 14 day temperature, this is the 20th to the 26th. And look at our area here, especially in north and central Georgia. Really, really cold air, below average temperatures that we are expecting here. I mean, we're talking 70 to 80% probability. Again, these are probability charts, temperature probability. 70 to 80% probability of below average temperatures, pretty much from the Great Lakes all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And when you mix that cold air like we had with our precipitation outlook, this 6-10 day precipitation, the green is above average precipitation here. The brown is below average precipitation. So obviously we've been talking about, dealing with these wildfires and stuff like that out here out west. That dry air and those Santa Ana winds look like they're going to kind of continue and pick up again this week, especially as we get into Tuesday out there. But here in the southeast, cold average and above average precipitation. 8 to 14 day, still saying maybe not quite as much, but again, the signals are there for an extended period of cold and below average precipitation to be the case. So, with that being said, it's definitely something that, if you are one that enjoys the cold and loves being out in the cold, then this is definitely going to be your month. Really, January overall is going to be remembered as one of the coldest Januaries that we've really had here in the South in quite some time. And it looks like, at least as we start to get into the middle toward the end of the month, that cold air is going to continue to stick around. I'm kind of interested when we get to Groundhog Day here in February. I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those longer winters that we'll see that will go into March. So we'll just have to see, because it was kind of interesting back in November and December that they were calling for, overall above average temperatures to be in place. And obviously January thus far has not turned out that way. So, just check this out here. So let's go to our 1 month outlook here. So this was for January. Again, this is December 31st. They obviously revised this so we could see below average temperatures, above average temperatures further out to the west. So, and let's go to kind of take a look at our 3 month temperature outlook. So here we go, January, February, March, 3 months, we can see above average expected for that season. So we'll see if we get a warm up, maybe in February, kind of things will turn around and we'll kind of get out of this long duration cold snap that we have been experiencing here in Georgia these last couple weeks. And it just looks like it's going to really just continue here through the next couple of days. So, but that's kind of what we're looking at here as we get into the second half of the month. So long-term cold setting in. and the potential is definitely there for some more winter weather. You'll see a lot of different things being posted on different social media pages. And just a reminder, really, as meteorologists, anything really when it comes to snow, particularly anything beyond 3 days out, I would say, um, as far as forecasting amounts and locations and stuff like that, is really just wish casting. Once we get into the 3 to 4 day range, then we can kind of really start to know if there is in fact going to be snow. We may not be able to get as specific with the amounts and the timing of the event, but we can at least know, yes, there is a snow type of event coming. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that this week, especially the second half of the week. There is some long range indications, again, like we were seeing, that there could be the potential for some more winter weather to affect our area here in Georgia and the Southeast as we get into uh, the MLK weekend holiday and that week, that time frame, sometime in there. So we'll really have to keep an eye out. Again, right now, too far out to know if there's going to be any sort of southern snow or not. You look at the ensembles uh, forecast, and really, there's not a super strong signal. I mean, if I looked at 30 different models, and I think five of the 30, you know, showed some snow anywhere from Tennessee down across, Arkansas, northern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, into the Carolinas. Some of them have storms up in the Northeast. So there definitely seems to be something somewhere in the eastern U.S. during that time frame, but definitely too far out to know for sure as to any indications of winter snowfall across the southeast U.S. here. So, but we'll keep an eye on it for sure. Uh, let's just kind of take a look here through just what we're looking at for our temperatures here over the next few days. And let's just kind of focus here on the southeast region. And I'll kind of put this in motion here for you. So it was pretty decent day today. We got up into the 40s. Tonight we'll get down to about 29 or 30 degrees overnight. And then we'll warm up pretty decently tomorrow into the mid 40s, getting up to about maybe 45. And then we'll get back down some more reinforcing cold air as we get into the middle of this week, back down into the 20s on Wednesday morning. So that'll definitely be a cold morning. And then getting up to about 40 that day on Thursday. We'll get down into the 20s. So definitely something where if you live in the Southeast, especially up in far northern Georgia, western North Carolina, we're talking some teens, low 20s, and even the teens up in that area potentially on Thursday. Thursday, though, nice warm up on Thursday. Temps again in the mid 40s, maybe getting close to 50 in some spots. And then Friday, we get down to right around the freezing mark, maybe just above freezing, 31 to 33 on Friday morning. And then Friday, again, we're going to kind of see that surgence of that warm air as we get into the weekend here, especially down further south you go. You can kind of see some of those 60s bouncing in on Friday. And then Saturday, again, not as cold Saturday morning. Temperatures only in the 40s on Saturday. So if you're planning on doing some yard work this weekend, looks like it could be pretty nice. Again, we'll probably see temperatures up near close to 60 degrees on Saturday, I think. So great day to maybe get out there and do some yard work if you're wanting to do things like that. And then we'll see another shot of cold air here coming here. Here's the 20th. And we can see these cold temperatures here across Tennessee. Really only getting up into the 20s in some of these places on Tuesday, the 21st. So it's going to be definitely something we're going to have to keep our eye on as we get into the middle toward end of January. So stay with us here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to provide updates for you guys um, on the weather. And also be sure to keep up with us over on our Facebook page where we're putting out great weather information and just different posts from all the breaking weather stories across the country. Again, with the wildfires out in California, hearts and prayers definitely going out to the folks out there that have been affected by that and continue to be dealing with that. Just absolutely a devastating situation out there. And it looks like winter is going to be hanging on here in the eastern U.S. for sure through the second half of the month. So it's going to be an exciting second half to January. We've already had quite the first half of January. Now with our snowstorm, we picked up again 4 inches here in Stone Mountain. Be sure to check out our latest videos that we've posted of some of the conditions that we had here as well. And thanks again, everyone, for watching. We'll definitely catch you guys on our next live stream, possibly tomorrow evening, if not, probably on a Tuesday or Wednesday. So have a good evening, everyone, and we'll catch you guys on the next live stream.